I'm up $90,000 in just 4 trades this year. Swing trading has got to be the coolest thing I have done in my trading career, is make the transition from day trading to swing trading. It is the coolest ever. I have never seen results like this, and I continue to impress myself year after year with my swing trading results. It is just incredible to see such minimal trades but such maximum profits. We're looking at 4 trades. First trade of the year was $50,000. Second trade of the year, $27,000. Third trade of the year took a $17,000 loss. Fourth trade, which is the trade we're going to go over now, is the $30,000 profit in platinum. How much capital am I trading? What did this position cost me? And how much was I risking in this trade? So we're going to go here. The ticker symbol was PLJ25. It was a short position. But before we go into the chart analysis and a little bit more of the nitty gritty, I want to show you guys my broker statement so that you know everything is valid that I'm showing you here. Everything is verified and proven. All right, we are logged into my TradeStation futures account here, and we are going to look up February's broker statement. Okay, here we go. This is my official TradeStation verified broker statement. If you guys haven't heard of TradeStation, it is a futures and equities broker in the US. And what I love about TradeStation is this is a broker that I have never had to worry about. Am I going to get my withdrawal? Is this a legitimate broker? It is a futures and equity broker in the US, so there is a ton of regulations and restrictions they have to abide by. So I feel safe and comfortable putting my capital into TradeStation. I've seen so many people in the community make the transition from Forex to TradeStation simply because they want a broker they can trust. So click the link in the description to see how to sign up for TradeStation. Okay, but here we go. This is my monthly broker statement. At the beginning of the month, I was trading with $342,000. That is my beginning balance for the month of February. And then you can see my net profit and loss was only $12,997. You can see the $17,000 loss I had here and the $30,000 profit I had here. You'll see here on the 27th of February, I transferred $5,000 into a new futures account that I opened up in TradeStation. I'm going to do some experimenting with this account, but you guys will see soon. So with the $12,000 profit and the $5,000 transfer into a new account, we are looking at the month's activity of only $8,000. So there you have it. This is my TradeStation broker statement. Okay, I'm going to log into the web browser of TradeStation and show you guys the actual cost or actual cash value dollar amount required to trade platinum. 20 contracts. So to trade one singular contract of platinum, the estimated total cost of the trade down here is $3,300. That's for one singular contract of platinum. I am now trading with 20 contracts of platinum. So my position cost me $66,000 to get in. Now I'm also trading with margin, so I get leverage to my position as well. So the estimated total cost of the trade is what it actually cost cash value in my account required to take this position. So that is how much my trade cost me, how much I am trading with, and my broker statements to show you that this is all verified trading. Okay, now let's actually break the trade down. What did I do right and what did I do wrong here? So let's start with the entry. Why did I take this position here? So you guys know that I am a trend line trader, and I excel when I trade trend reversals, when I get a break of a trend line and then stay in that new trend for its entirety. So let me show you guys why I got into my trade and what playbook I used for this exact setup. So we've got our upward green trend line here. Now this part is fairly subjective when it comes to how many touch points. If we want to be incredibly particular and count every single candle touch point, then we got quite a few over here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touch points on this. But I consider this a 2 touch point trendline break and called this entire group of touch points 1 and this group of touch points 2. So 1 touch point, 2 touch point, and then we got a break. So I labeled this the 2 touch point trendline break. So let's go to my playbook here and see what entry criteria needs to be met in order to take this trade and attach it to this playbook. The first one is, are we in trending markets? Absolutely. So when we entered the trade, price looked as though it was trending down recently, but in an overall uptrend. So we can go ahead and select that we were in trending markets. Now the next is entry criteria. Did the trend line have 2 touch points? So we've got 1 here, 2 here. Now this part is subjective. You could have considered it 6 touch points if you really want to get particular, but I essentially just grouped these into 1 touch point and grouped these into 2 touch points. So 1, 2 touch points. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Now, did the trend line have over a week's worth of data? If we're looking at the first touch point, which was back in December of last year, to the most recent touch point where the price is at now, we're looking at plenty of data. So absolutely more than a week's worth of data. We can go ahead and select that. And now, before I select my exit criteria, let's go over the trade management. So we'll go back to the stats here. So you guys can see I went short 20 contracts in platinum. We went over how much this position cost me. And then you guys will see the net ROI here, this 3.21%. This is based on the adjusted cost, the actual cost. When it comes to buy the book and utilizing our rules, there were a few times, two specifically, where I broke my own rules. This is not something that I recommend for beginners to do ever. Continue to stick to your strategy, follow your rules, and get the experience in. Now, after you've been trading for a few years, there will be moments where you can bend the rules a little bit, modify some things, make some adjustments, make a different call, maybe go heavier in a position, maybe move your stop loss to a different area. So this is only something that I feel comfortable doing since I've been trading for 10 years. But for the newbies, I do not recommend doing something like this. I would say go ahead and take your small loss and close your trade. But now let me go over what I did here. So we've got an entry because we have a break of a 2 touch point trend line, upward trend line here. We got a break. I went short here. This was a fake out. Price did not actually continue after we broke. The price broke this area. Now, what's cool about this trade is I even got double confirmation. I got a break of a fairly light area of support, and that's why I just made it really thin. We've got a touch point here, quite a few over here, one here, and a few touch points over here. So a fairly significant, but light on the lighter side, area of support. Now, it acted as resistance over here, support here, and then finally broke through. So I got double confirmation, a break of an upward trend line and a break of this horizontal support. So we entered our position here. Price immediately went against me and broke my safety line. My safety line was here, point A, and point B here. Price is rolling over. Now, I held past my safety line. One, because I thought this safety line was already too steep and I've had to modify and adjust it 2 or 3 times before. At one point, the safety line was here. At one point, it was here. At one point, it was here. So it wasn't quite respecting any one of these steeper downward trend lines. So I allowed the price to move past my safety line and held through drawdown here. So we're gonna go ahead and delete the steepest trend line that I have on the screen. And now here we go. I was in drawdown right here, close to $17,000. That's how much I was willing to lose if this trade didn't work out and if it broke this area of resistance. We had a touch point back here, we had a touch point here, a few touch points over here, and then it acted as resistance here. But then price respected this resistance level, this key level here at 10.02, and then started falling down. At that point, I adjusted that steeper downward trend line to here. So now I moved my point B to this lower high. Point A here, point B here. Price respected this resistance and started moving back in my favor. Awesome. We got to pull back again. We're in drawdown for a second time. It respected this trend line. Now let's zoom in so you guys can see it a little bit easier. So we got a third touch point of this trend line. Price respected this trend line and continued down. Now I'm in profit. Now this portion right here was excruciating, especially as a swing trader. When you see candle after candle after 4-hour candle after 4-hour candle go completely sideways. Excruciating. So I had to sit on my hands and wait bar after bar after bar for price to make its move. And when it finally did, it ended up breaking my safety line yet again. After having moved my safety line and then price respecting it and showing me that this was significant, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points on this trend line, and then we got a break. To be honest, if I wasn't in a short position already, this would have been an excellent setup for a long position. But neither here nor there. I was in a short position here. We're making money, and then boom, we get a giant candle against me. And this was a second time where I broke my rules and held past a safety line. This comes with a level of intuition and simply just allowing my original stop loss to hold more weight. So I was still willing to lose my original $17,000 if this didn't work out. Price got awfully close yet again, but didn't quite break it. So price continued to roll over, and then by the second time of breaking my safety line, this is my final safety. Point A here, point B here. Giant move up and then a continuation. Giant pullback. And then we had more consolidation. After this insane move up and then a complete retracement, we went sideways yet again. 4-hour candle after 4-hour candle after 4-hour candle. When price finally made its move, I finally closed my trade at a level of support. I was truly exhausted from this consolidation. And now, after hindsight 2020, looking back, we had consolidation after consolidation. Just an ever so slight downward move consolidation, ever so slight downward move consolidation. This was an excruciating trade, believe it or not. Being a swing trader, trading in the 4-hour time frame, and then to see price go nowhere for days, it was a tough trade. So when price finally made this bigger move down and got closer to this level of support, I was much more inclined to close it. So now that we've gone over the exhausting trade management and how I held past my rules twice, let's go back to my playbook and go through the exit criteria. Was my safety line crossed, or did the price hit an area of support and resistance? Price hit support, we can go ahead and check that off. So all rules were followed here on my 2 touch point trendline break playbook. Now let's go back to the stats. So I was able to close this trade for a profit of $30,731. I was willing to risk $17,000, so I came out with a 1.8 R. So this trade here wasn't for the faint of heart, not a beginner's trade. This truly was an advanced trader's trade, required an immense sense of mental capital along with a level of intuition too. All right, guys, if you have any questions about this trade specifically, drop it in the comments below and I'll see if I can get that answered for you. In my community, I give traders the tools they need to handle trades like this. When they're presented with fake outs, with consolidation, with drawdown, how do you handle moments like this as a trader? In my community, I give my traders as many tools to have in their toolbox as possible when presented with so many different scenarios. So if you're interested in being a part of my community, hit the link in the description. And don't forget, if you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and smash the like button now. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell for notifications so that you know every single time I come out with a new video or place a new trade. All right, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you in the next trade.